What's up, guys? My name is Calvin, aka the Book of K, the Book of Greatness, the book with a lot of missing pages, the book with a lot of grammatical errors, but at the end of the day, it's a good book. Today is a special episode for us because we have our first guest, everybody. I need hands at the back of the cameras. Yes, we have our first guest. As some of you might be wondering, where's that other handsome guy that he's usually with? You know, I know some of you watch because of him. You're not so impressed with what I say or how I look. But yeah, today we have a guest in place of him. And we have this lovely lady. She's dressed in Valentine.
In Valentine?
Yes. She's smiling, she's glowing, she's looking all kinds of good. You may introduce yourself.
Hi everybody, my name is Ndinani Somkyala, but you can also call me Yogi. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My intro is not as long as yours, unfortunately.
Really? Do you have a long one?
Yeah, it's quite long.
That's what she said. But
pause.
Yeah, she said you guys can call her Yogi. She told me the backstory, something about yogurt and stuff.
Oh yeah, how my mom named me Yogi Sip because that's what she craved throughout her pregnancy.
Yeah. Something like that,
Interesting, right?
Names come in weird ways, guys. But yeah, today we're going to be having a very interesting conversation. And I don't think I could have had this conversation with anybody else because I know we have strong opinions on it. And I think that's exactly what we were looking for when we decided to shoot this episode. And but before we get to that point, I just want us to have a little bit of icebreaker so that we don't, this is not a meeting.
Yeah, it's a conversation.
Conversing. Exactly. Thank you. I'm glad you agree and understand. Yeah. So we want to do an icebreaker quickly.
What are we doing?
But I'm going to ask you like random questions. You're a lady, so I'm just going to keep it within the topics and the conversations we're going to have today.
I'm skeptical, but okay.
It's safe.
Okay, ask me your questions.
You've been around, right? You've dated and stuff.
Yes, I have.
So I'm going to ask you like, what do you think is like the one thing most men do that like is an ick to you? So it could be like, I don't know, people call them peeves? Or icks, something like that? Like the most common thing. It shouldn't be one guy who did it.
I wouldn't say most common.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be subjective to my experiences. So I haven't, like when you say most common, no, like when you say most common, you make it sound like I've been around the block.
Sure.
Like I've been cruising these streets, and that's not the case.
Are you dating?
No.
So you've been. But yeah, go ahead. I'm joking.
Okay, so I would say one of my biggest pet peeves, and something I actually realized that most men don't do is clean their ears.
Oh yeah.
You guys, earbuds are sold everywhere.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
Please.
That's true. I'm sure.
Use earbuds. And sometimes I have the habit of like, whenever even like sometimes when a guy approaches me, it's like second nature for me. Calvin. It's not intentional, but like if they look to the side, then my eyesight gradually gravitates to look inside their ears and the wax.
Damn, so any of us in here in this room, there's 4 gents, if you looked at any of our ears.
No, you know what, in fact, here's a challenge, since you were asking me for a challenge. At the end of this video, everyone is going to get an earbud, all the guys. And they're going to clean their ears, and we're going to see who has the cleanest ears.
Okay, let's cut that one, because it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere nice, but... Yeah, I hear you. Damn, now I'm skeptical.
Yeah, that's one of my pet peeves.
But I think you're right, because you've used, Chris, you've used earbuds in my house, so you know I have them. You can support me in this. I have earbuds in my house, but I've visited a lot of guys' places, and not all of us have earbuds. So yeah.
And how regularly do you use your earbuds?
I can't say every day, I'll be lying. But, I have a time when I just feel like I haven't done this.
In a while.
Not like while, like months. But yeah, okay, so that's your ick.
Yeah, that's one of my icks. Yeah, you guys, please.
Damn.
Like it's not like high maintenance. It's earbuds.
You know what? What my ick is?
What?
With women, it's girls that have dads, man.
What? Wait, what? Girls that have dads?
Yeah, cause like, what do you have a dad and stuff?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, it's a joke.
I was concerned.
Like I said, I want to break the ice and stuff. And
I was concerned for a minute there because I actually thought you were being serious.
No. I don't think I have icks. You know what I think about icks actually? I think icks are just you finding things not to like about a person. Because somebody said this the other time. They said if you genuinely like a person, if you love them, like them, okay, love is a stretch. But if you genuinely attracted them, the icks would just be jokes to you. It'll be funny.
Okay, I hear
It
that.
comes over as like, oh my God, he failed. Because some of the icks that people say, well, like, as a guy, why are you blowing your tea? Like, oh, it's so ill. Like, but if you like the guy, it's funny. You'll be like, why are you blowing that tea?
Oh
And it's
no,
funny.
those are childish. Like I've even heard the one where it's an egg when a guy uses a straw. Guys, what the hell are they supposed to do?
Yeah, I don't use straws.
What the hell are they supposed to do?
It's an ick though.
Like, but like I hear where you're coming from, right? But it's also a preference thing. At the end of the day, liking someone doesn't mean you have to let go about what you actually like.
Okay, if it's a major thing, yes.
If it's a major thing, yes. But like if it's
100%.
small things like, he blows his tea, he drinks from a straw.
It's people finding reasons not to like a person.
Yeah, but I'm not going to date you if you don't clean your ears. I'm sorry.
That's valid. That's valid.
I'm sorry.
That's valid. So guys, if you think she's beautiful and you want to clean your ears before you go there, make sure your ears are clean before you even say anything, because she's checking, she's looking. But yeah. Damn, that's a strange one. I've never heard that one actually.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a random question here.
Okay.
Would you consider yourself, to any extent, a feminist?
To some extent, yes, I would consider myself a feminist.
Because I do understand, obviously, feminism comes in many ways. Is there anything wrong? Comes in many ways and forms, you know. So in what way do you think you're a feminist?
I mean, if I have to speak from like experience and how I am as a person, I've been raised in a household where my dad does chores. He cooks too. So like as much as my mom does majority of like the household, like, you know, taking care of the kids, doing dishes, doing chores, but my dad is someone who is actively there.
Oh, yeah,
whenever my mom is like, if she mentions that, oh, I'm so tired today, or I have a headache, then he doesn't mind stepping up and taking that role of, okay, I'll put dinner on the table tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff like that. What I don't like about, you know, like traditional mentalities most of the time is that you have a set role. And for some reason, mostly men too, like they act as if deviating from that role is a huge crime. Of which I feel like if you're in a relationship with someone, you should be able to say, okay, as much as I don't enjoy doing this, or I don't think I should be doing this, but because they are lacking at the moment in that,
let me help them.
Yeah, let me help.
That is a genuine, normal thing for any relationship,
Yeah.
any marriage. But you say something interesting. You said something about like deviating from traditional norms, values. You guys, yeah, we can hear you from here. Deviating from traditional values, norms, and whatnot.
Yeah.
So now that brings me to this question. Because it does seem that feminism has brought a lot of, like, you know, modernization towards women and stuff like that. What traditional roles of men have changed over the past recent years due to feminism? What male traditional?
I mean, I'd say there's quite a few.
Like what?
For example, men actually stepping up and helping in the household and like focusing on like raising the children. You get a lot of stay-at-home
No, but you're
dads.
talking about adding. We're talking about adding, because men traditionally have always had their traditional roles
Yes.
that are still there.
They're still there.
Yeah,
yes.
you are talking about adding to more of the traditional roles they already had. Because we're saying women usually would be the ones who cook the whole day in the house.
And
now we've limited it. Men are helping out.
Yes.
I'm saying what has been reduced on the men's side.
I mean, stay-at-home dads. That could be one.
Okay, that's a good one.
Men taking their wives' surnames. That's another one.
Oh yeah, it's a recent. I actually saw a recent debate in court about a man who wants to take his wife. Okay, yeah.
Of which I feel there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I do agree. That I don't have an argument with.
What else could I say has reduced traditional roles in the men's
Do you hear
side?
me?
What?
I said I don't think I would. I don't want to argue with.
Obviously you wouldn't, Calvin.
Why?
Because you're Calvin.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
Moving on. I can't think of anything else right now, but I would say there are quite a few things that you see either changing or evolving.
But you know what then that brings me to?
Yeah.
Feminism was about equality, right? And I'm not arguing with that. Oh, it wasn't. Correct me with that.
Well, historically, feminism was about women. Just women,
yes,
like advocating for them, what they want. And back then, it wasn't about equality. It was more of like giving women the chance to go out and work.
That's equality, because men had it already, so they wanted what men had. So that's equality.
But now I would say it's more about equality, like fair share, 50-50. Back then, you could have viewed it as a thing of, we want to do this, so you guys take a step back. But now it's more of having a
I think
balance.
it's the opposite. Right now, you guys want men to step aside. Back in the day, it was like, we want to do what you do. Now you guys want men to step aside. I think it's the
What makes you
opposite.
say that?
Yeah, because most of you guys are saying we don't need men. I'd rather be with a bear. So you get what I'm saying? Back in the day, it was more about like we're not voting, but men are voting. So we'd have no control of who's ruling the country or whatever, which affects us. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you have the control of voting, then the person you're voting for is going to do good for women because he knows he needs the women vote. So when you're not voting, he doesn't care about you. So it affected women. Education, when you're not educated, then you can't work in certain jobs and everything. So it was about give us the same opportunities that these men have and see if we can't do it. Now, it's just like, what is this man even doing there? We need a woman there. That's what it is. But
Is that a bad thing?
yeah, because I think feminism, in my opinion, but there are different forms of feminism. There's radical.
There's multiple.
There's the one for Marx, the one that's capitalistic and all that. There's multiple of them. But I genuinely understand the kind of feminism that says we should be equal and we should do the same. I think we need each other.
I mean, obviously, yes, we need each other, and there has to be a balance, especially in relationships. But then my thing is, whenever people speak about like equality in terms of relationships, I always want to ask this question: are you talking like 50-50?
50-50 in terms of what? Like relationships?
In a relationship, if you were in a relationship,
The thing is,
would you want 50-50?
I'm half traditional and half.
Okay, let's pretend you're a feminist, like full-on feminist.
Yeah.
Would you want 50-50?
If I'm a feminist,
Yeah.
I can't relate to women's problems. I'm not going to pretend.
What do you mean women's problems? Are you trying to say...
I can't relate. I can't pretend as if I know your struggle as a woman.
Okay,
I can't
yes,
pretend
that's
as
true.
if I know that. So even if I say, let me pretend to be a feminist, I'm still subconsciously a man. So I'm gonna speak as a man. But what I would say is that as who I am, as the man, when we say 50-50, for me it's let's be there for each other halfway. I'm not saying bring 1,000, I bring 1,000. You cook, I wash dishes. Okay, that's cool. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not saying like let's meet halfway in everything.
Yeah.
But like it's 50-50 is just like where you fall, I show up. Where I fall, you show up. But my traditional roles as a man, as the provider, I stand on them so strongly. If then I meet a woman who's like, yeah, I also want to contribute to the provisions of the house, say less. I don't mind. But I'm not going there in the mentality of like,
oh, I want you to bring this on.
Yeah, because I'm kind of traditional when it comes to that. But then my main question, which I was asking, I think we deviated from, was like, which we were asking, Kuti, what has changed on the men's gender roles? And you're welcome to debate with me on this one. Because I feel like now, it's no longer about making people equal. It's more about like, you know, like I said earlier on, it's just about hate. What I see on social media, and I don't think social media is a good representation of feminism at this moment because it's just hate on social media, and it drives away the originality of feminism. I don't know what you think. Do you think the movements on social media are really a representation of like what feminism is all about? Like you don't need a man, why men?
Yeah,
the talk. What do you think about
I wouldn't say all of them.
Yeah.
But there are some that stick to the true originality of what feminism is.
Like?
But like, well, I don't know them personally, but for sure they are out there.
Yeah.
But like, I get what you're saying, and yeah, there is a lot of hate, and like now feminism has become this thing where people use it as an excuse or use it as a way to like put down men, and also like say, oh no, men aren't doing this enough, and I'm saying this because I'm a feminist. That it doesn't work that way. I don't think it should work that way. I don't know, like I would say I'm a feminist, but like I also sometimes lean towards.
So you're not radical like that?
No, I'm not radical like that. I do lean to like the traditional times as well sometimes. When I do envision my future and like getting married.
You say that. I'm coming there. Actually.
You coming there?
Maybe you would get married.
Okay. If I do get married.
Would you though? Are you open?
Would I? I'm open to it.
Yeah.
I'm open to it.
What's that one thing that makes you think twice? Should I? What's the reason behind that? Because I mean, I know I would. Definitely, it's not a second thing.
Yeah.
So what's the one thing that...
What's the thing that's making me hesitate on saying, yes, I would want to get married one day?
Okay. You put the good English there.
I mean, it's not even about men per se. Well, it kind of is low-key. I just lied, but like it kind of is low-key about men. But like the reason I hesitate on saying, okay, one day I want to get married is because haven't found a genuine connection. Like in all my past relationships, I wouldn't look into my future and say, you represent the type of man I would want to marry.
So you haven't met the proper representation of what you look for in a man.
Yeah, and also, do I even know what I genuinely look for in a man?
I like the accountability.
You know, like I don't think I'm so aware to the point where I can like specifically sit down and say, this is the criteria of the type of man I want.
I like that.
And I'm not fighting on that. Like I'm human, I'm learning as I go. I get into a relationship because everything else that I've seen before is what I do want actually. And then you show me something new and I'm like, oh, maybe that could also work in looking for my husband. But like, yeah, that's what makes me hesitate. And also, another thing that makes me hesitate is I've always been subjected to being desired, but not loved, you know?
Damn.
So, which is why I've taken a step back, and also why I don't see myself getting married at this point in my life.
When you say being desired, I'm going to come back to the first point, but I think I need to project on this one. When you say being desired, do you mean Uguti, most men that come to you come with sexual intentions?
Yes.
Rather than
wanting to learn about me and like try to be my other half and like balance with me, it's mostly about like sexual connection.
I'm not blaming the victim here. Ne? I want to understand why. Have you ever maybe thought about it? Why? No, I'm not saying there's a reason.
Yeah.
I want to ask you if it doesn't need to be a reason.
Yeah.
There doesn't need to be a reason. But have you ever maybe asked, just sit back? Because like, for example, let me give you an example before I say that. I was speaking to somebody the other time, and I was saying, Gucci, there's a pattern that I've realized in my chief. What's happening? Okay, there's a pattern that I've realized in my pursuits of love and everything. There's a certain pattern that I've observed and recognized, Gucci. As much as I can say, I keep meeting these kind of women. You know, personally, most of the time I meet. I'm just giving you an example so that you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I meet a lot of women that don't really strike me as relationship material, or like they're looking for something that is probably potentially going to be serious. It seems as though we're having fun or whatever, which is fine. I don't
mind fun.
Mind it because I don't want that now. Like I'm tired of it.
You're tired
of
it. Okay.
But I'm saying that's the kind of women that I meet. But then when I sit down, I have to ask myself, what is it about me that keeps attracting these people?
Yeah.
Because I also need to fix that in me.
Yeah, you have to like have some self-introspection.
That's what I'm asking.
Because it can't all be everyone else.
Can't be them every time. Because it's a pattern. I keep meeting the same people. So what am I doing? Is it that I'm attracted to something about these people? Because I'm not gonna lie, I've met a few girls that I'm like, oh damn, okay, cool. But like the major pattern is just like, yeah, it's something like that. But I'm giving you that example so as to then ask you, Uguti, do you think there is something that you're doing? And like I said, I'm not blaming you. Do you think, maybe don't see it, but do you think there's anything that you do or say or about you that you think draws the same kind of men?
I'd be lying if I said I knew what it was. But now that we're having this conversation, I am going to get home and do a little self-introspection on that. Because you're right, I can't keep attracting the same type of energy if it's not a problem within me or like a reason within me. So yeah, I'm definitely going to do some self-introspection. Yeah, some research on that.
Now I'm going to come back to your first point. You were talking about marriage, and obviously you said you have never met a representation of the
type of man I want to marry.
But I want to speak mostly on the marriage issue. So you did say you could, if you were to meet that man, you have no problem with getting married.
I have no problem with
So when you get married, what's happening with you and husband? What are you expecting? Is it 50-50? Is it we both bring food on the table? Is it no, you take care of the bills and whatnot, and then I take care of the house? Is it, what exactly do you think
I would be looking for? Well, first of all, I just want to say there's no such thing as 50-50.
All right, I agree with that.
Like, especially if you're going to say equality in all aspects. We can have 50-50 when it comes to bills and like household things. But when it comes to my emotional state and my mental state and your emotional state and your mental state, we can never be constantly 50-50. So for me, I think the most important thing would just be what you said earlier, like where you lack, I show up. Where I lack, you show up. And if we ever encounter a situation where we're both lacking, then clearly we have to sit down and talk, because we have to level it up somehow.
I agree with that.
Because we are here, we are partners. There's no third person between us. So I wouldn't like exactly say, okay, I expect my husband to pay the bills. I expect my husband to buy me a car. I expect no.
Can't you know so? You are serious like this?
Yeah. What did you think? What did you look at me and think?
No, I never judged you, Shay.
I don't believe that for a second. but back to what I was saying. Yeah. So I'm not like, I feel like, especially if, because I'm not like, I don't see myself rushing into marriage also. Like I would love to establish myself first before I do anything that even like remotely relates to marriage. So by the time I do get married, I would hope that I am somewhat established, even if not to the level that I dream of, but to some point where I am able to handle myself. Because financial dependence on a man,
Okay, then I'm gonna ask you there.
Financial dependence on a man.
So then what do you think about women that get married and quit their jobs and everything and then just become housewives?
If that is a conversation that you and your husband have.
But then they are depending on the men, so I don't know what you think about it. Besides, don't be diplomatic with it.
Don't be diplomatic?
When you look at it, what's your thought?
Yo, I couldn't. Personally, it could never be me, not at my big age. I am so sorry. Because I would love to think that if I get married, that's it. It's me and him forever. That's my boo, that's my babe, that's my everything. But I also would love to be practical and like be realistic about life. Anything can happen. And then I'm here with kids, dependent on you. All of us, let's say we have 2 kids, these 3 human beings, and then one of them is a grown adult. One of them is a grown adult.
I don't mean to be unserious. See, the math is not mathing. Let's say we have 2 kids. These 3 people.
Yeah, the wife and the 2 kids that are dependent on the husband.
Okay, sorry for laughing.
Yeah.
I thought the math. Yeah,
No.
Did you do math in high school?
I did, but I wasn't very good at it.
I was bad at it.
You were saying.
So I thought I found my fellow.
I was bad at it. But like, so depending on a man, I feel is a risk. And it is a risk I'm not willing to take.
Do you think there's a pattern that has been set by our fellow men that has caused all this mistrust or this situations where we are standing, whereby we find women are slowly losing trust in men, and that's causing that slow drift from even the trust and belief in marriage because of these patterns? So then I would wonder, do you think feminism can exist within the marriage system?
That's a tough one to answer. That's a tough one to answer. Let me answer the first.
As you can, as whatever.
Let me answer the first part. Do I think there's a pattern to what men do that has caused distrust?
Yeah, or do you think it has to do with the pattern of?
Are you asking, does it have to do with men per se, or is it just
women are enlightening and they just dog notch? They say put it down. Yeah, put it down. Is it good? Okay, so I'm saying, is it that just men? Is it just that women? Because remember, feminism has brought education for women. It has brought, so not everything is just about men these days, but most of it potentially is what oppresses women. Has to do with men. But also women have been educated, have been in places and spaces where they were initially not allowed to be. Do you think that enlightenment is what has brought this concept of women wanting also that form of independence before they get married, or do you think it's because they're just tired of the pattern of men?
I think it's that enlightenment and also like being tired of men, honestly. Like,
so it's both.
It's both. Okay. I'd have to say it's both. Like the enlightenment of like women getting out there and like actually doing things that were only meant for men and being good at them is like, because like previously I would like to think that women were raised with the mentality that you need a man. Now women are realizing that you don't actually need a man. And yes, I would say that like the way it is communicated, it's hateful, it's filled with a lot of like jabs like towards the male gender. And I think like maybe that's the wrong way to go about it, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't say women are wrong, because the enlightenment that it came, like being enlightened and seeing the fact that I don't need a man for this, it gave them independence. And who doesn't want to be independent?
Everybody wants that.
Not only do you not want to be dependent on a partner, but at some age, you get to an age where you don't even want to be dependent on your parents. So if it's a natural human like thing.
Sense. So then, do you think, Uguti, because now, you know that in marriage the traditional standard has to do with like a woman being submissive and whatnot. Do you think you'll be able to be 100% submissive with? I'm not saying a woman should or shouldn't, but I'm saying you personally. Okay, first of all, before I ask the initial question, do you think you would be submissive?
100%.
100%. So then, do you think then submission, if you believe that women can be submissive, do you think that submission then can happen and can work in a space where
feminism exists? Okay, first of all,
if you do believe that there's no problem with submission, I'm not advocating for submission. I kind of like it, but I'm not advocating for it, you know. But I'm just saying, do you think it coexists? I like it, me. I like a good sandwich.
Personally, I could not be submissive 100%.
Okay.
And
fair, because then it becomes a yebo baba and it's annoying.
Yeah, like there's multiple reasons as to why I say that. And one of them being that I'm a woman that has a lot of masculine traits to me. Like I have a lot of masculine energy. So,
I never saw it.
And also I'm a Xhosa woman. Like imagine telling a Xhosa woman what to do. Imagine the guts you need to have.
Don't tell me about it.
But like in terms of like submission and feminism coexisting, I don't know. Like I genuinely don't know, because isn't feminism about choice?
It is choice. It is so, good thing.
Feminism is about choice, right? Yeah. And okay, fine, you do get women that choose to take up those traditional roles and stay at home, raise kids, let the husband go out.
Yes.
And then you get the other part of women where they're feminists and they're like, no, I'm gonna go out, and if you want to go out and work, great. If you want to stay at home, great. So in terms of like submission coexisting with feminism, I really don't have an answer for that, because it will have to depend from person to person.
But do you think at home, Emakaya, they put that pressure of submission towards women? Because I think genuinely that's where most of it comes from.
I think they do.
Because I think the generation above us is yet to understand this whole feminism thing.
Yeah, back home, Emakaya, I do genuinely feel like they do put the pressure that as a wife, especially when it's like lobola negotiations and they're coming to an end. And then, for example, in the Xhosa tradition, when you get married, you get a name from your husband's family.
The surname?
No, not the surname. You get a new name.
Oh, say less.
You get a new name.
Say less. I've heard.
So, for example, your name could mean something like build a home. So it's things like that, like the names will translate to things that have to do with like building, with like having kids, with like bringing happiness to like, so women have so many responsibilities from the get-go.
Within that concept, I think there's a beauty and bad, because the names that you mentioned, to some extent,
they're beautiful.
Shows the belief that
they have
light, which I believe you would see a house without a woman as a house. When you put a woman as a home, there's always a different, bro. You know, when I meet my place right now, there's a kitchen, there's a dining room, there's whatnot. When I go home, where there's my mother, that's home, bro. Like it just feels better, it just feels nice.
Yeah, because you have someone to cook for you.
See, now you're feminizing now.
Am I lying though?
You're feminizing.
Am I lying though?
It's not all about that. Come on now, but though, okay, fair. The cooking part is part of it. But though I'm coming back to the idea that it's good and then it's bad. It's bad because then it's giving an expectation on this woman. But at the same time, doesn't the man also inherit certain expectations from the family as soon as he gets married? Because what happens when your mother is sick? Who are people looking at? you're the daughter in your house and you're married. True? Fair?
So, for example,
Society,
submission being one, you know, like, for example, we could have a beautiful relationship where everything is balanced.
What is it? I'm hearing whispers.
Everything is balanced, and once I get married, it's like I'm being watched by your whole family.
And there's
and then also there's people, you know, family.
Start to look at your stomach.
Yeah, like now I must bring an heir into the family.
And stuff.
What are you doing?
I'm making the children.
Oh, I'm carrying the children.
Making them. You know?
Okay, Mr. Baby Maker.
How many kids do you think you'd like?
7.
Whoa! Hey. Football must.
If I can afford them, yes.
Football team must.
Yes, if I can afford my football team, I want a football team.
Okay, why 7? What is it, how many siblings do you have?
I have 2 siblings.
Does it have anything to do with the 7 you want?
No.
It doesn't. So what's your reason for 7?
My reason for that is that I grew up in boarding school. So I've always like had the hope of like a tight-knit family.
I see that.
You know? And also, like, I love kids. I think kids are such a beauty, such joy, such blessings. Like, having to, like, give birth to someone and watch them grow. Like, imagine how your mother looks at you right now, at your big age. Like, I made that. That's all me. And, like, being
imagine
proud.
Your mom looks at you like, I birthed you. And that's why they always say, you know, I think they know it and they feel it. Because they always say things like, I'm your mother. You're here because of me.
Yeah.
And they know.
And they're not wrong.
It's funny to listen to sometimes.
They're not wrong. Like, I want to have that feeling, that joy that comes with being a mother.
Someone was laughing at me at school.
Why?
Chris, you know what, Tando? She was laughing at me at school because she said, and you said it before, she said, now that we follow each other on TikTok, she sees a lot of my reposts, and she says after every 4 videos is babies, after every 3 videos is babies. I'm like, I just enjoy looking at babies, and he once said the same thing to me. I was like, but should we be worried and stuff?
How many kids do you want?
I think 3, man.
3. It's a good number.
4 is a stretch, but 3 maybe. 4 potentially.
I mean, 7 is the max, but like if God decides to bless me with a 4, I'm good.
If I could have
twins. 2 twins? Oh,
done.
I'd be so happy.
Hey, we're being delusional.
I would be so happy. No, this is us manifesting.
Yeah. 2 twins.
2 twins.
And there's twins on my mother's side, so I hope I have that.
There's also twins on my mother's side.
I hope I have that gene in me.
Like,
really hope
please, twins.
But we must just
make
collaborate.
kids together.
We must collaborate.
I mean, our kids would be supermodels if you think about it.
That's a compliment. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm also complimenting myself in the process.
In the process, double compliment. I liked it. But yeah, you spoke about if you were to meet the right man. I just want to ask you. I know we're coming back. We're going back to it. But I want to ask you. Do you think there is like a right person for everybody, a right man or a right wife or a right woman for everybody, or what do you think makes up the right person?
It's not perfection.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go around saying you want the perfect man.
Yeah.
So even if I could have a criteria, he's going to be lacking in some of those things.
In some of them.
But what I truly believe is that you have to be certain that those things that he lacks in are things you are willing to compromise on.
Oh, good.
You know?
Good
Like, I personally feel like it's either you leave it or you sit down and you think, what don't I like about this person? And are there things that I could potentially look over in the future or work through them or like help him grow on them? If it's something that someone can grow on.
See that one of helping grow?
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you, Nick.
Yeah.
Because I've always often heard people saying, Guti, I'm not going to help a man, I'm not going to help somebody. Even men say that, I say that sometimes. I'm not going to help somebody grow. I think I have many arguments with him about that. Like, I'm not going to, be with somebody like that I have to build and whatnot. And women say that as well. Do you think do you think there's any problem with being with somebody who you see Guti, they're lacking here, but you go, you know what, we can work on this and fix this? Or do you think that it's you becoming Bob the builder and whatnot? What do you think there's anything wrong with it? Because I genuinely think relationship is building each other.
Yeah, if it's something that I am certain and I'm comfortable, capable, and certain.
So you don't have a problem with it if those things are ticked?
Yeah, if these 3 C's are ticked, if it's something where I look at you and I'm like, I am capable of helping you grow in this, I am certain that you are gonna want to learn and grow. And I am, what's the last one?
Comfortable.
Comfortable with it, and you are comfortable with it. Then I have no problem with becoming Bob the Builder.
Say less.
I have no, even like some people think I'm crazy when I say this, and I'm like, if like it would work out, like I would prefer if I'd get married and my husband is a stay-at-home dad. Perfect. Perfect. Stay at home and raise the kids, babe. I'll go get the money. You don't like that one, eh?
I think my toxic trait is that I would feel like I'm not a man in that situation.
I mean, you did say that you lean more towards the traditional side.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not a man in that situation.
But like, when you look at it again, most men in this generation are sassy.
Yeah, they are.
They're feminine.
They are, yeah.
And when I say feminine, I don't mean clean men. We love clean men. Stay clean, guys.
It's just the behaviors.
It's just the behaviors sometimes.
I saw a video talking about like me being uncomfortable with not providing. I saw a video, Chris, on the TikTok and whatnot. It was saying with this economy, did I say that properly? I said economy, right?
Yeah, economy.
Damn. This economy will make you look like you don't love your girlfriend.
That's so real. Because then
like
social media also puts that weight on men where like you have to go above and beyond for you to be even considered
a type
or a man that is capable of things. You know? And I feel like that it's beautiful that there are men that are able to do that, that can afford to do that. But then also I don't think it's fair to go find someone who's the same age as you, who's a student like you, and expect them to spend as if they're
that's when they then come and say, I'm not going to date a student, then I'll just date a...
Guys, give me a student. We'll be broke together, baby. Give me a student. I don't want nobody's father. I don't want nobody's uncle.
Sassy, look at what we're doing. Every man is doing this right now. She just said be sassy as hell.
I would rather date my student boyfriend who will say, baby, here's a chocolate.
This is making it to the shots.
Here's a chocolate, baby. That is better than me taking a Dubai trip with someone's dad.
This is making it on the shots. Because I'm sure they're going to have a lot to say with this one.
I agree.
They will. They will.
So you can be with that student boyfriend of yours as long as you see a vision and potential.
As long as I see a vision and potential of him,
so you would be a Savannah James. You know, she was with him.
Yeah, I will definitely be a Savannah James. I will.
Yeah, she was with him back a day before you
support you through all the steps of your career, your life, everything. I'll be there. But no, like guys, for example, I'm a student. So what am I as a student doing looking for men?
You're looking for, but also I'm gonna have to advocate.
Do more than I can do.
I'm gonna have to advocate for those people. You're looking for security and what do you call it?
Why can't I secure myself?
Hey, ask them, Chief. Ask them.
Why can't I secure myself? Am I incapable?
But then, you know, when that happens, it always shows me, Gucci, at the end of the day, women want men to take their roles as a man. Because most women want that security from a man. Gucci, you know, if he's stable and is doing something, then I'm secure. Then it shows you, so at the end of the day, you do want a man to be. But that's not...
Obviously, I do want a man that's going to be secure and stable, but not right now. When I'm 26, maybe, yes.
Yeah.
I'm 20.
Oh, wait, at what age should a man start to have signs of stability? Is there a fixed...
Do you want me to be lenient, or do you want me to...
You don't know my age, ne? So you're not going to be biased or anything.
No, I don't know how old you are.
It's fine. So you can say what to say.
By the age of 24, you should... No, listen.
So I have 1 year.
Listen to me. I'm not saying by the age of 24 you need to have everything, a home, a car, and everything. I'm saying by the age of 24 you should have a set career, a set direction
I think I'm in that
path. You're going in.
I'm in that path.
And you have started to make moves in that career that show potential of it growing into something bigger in the future. I'm not saying have a home, have a car. I'm not saying afford trips. But I'm saying know where your life is
At
going
that point,
by
which
that
is valid.
point.
I actually think the idea of a man knowing something, I don't like to put pressure on people, but I think by 21, 22, you should be knowing what you're trying to do. But then I understand which is not a must because situations differ and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and
24
also
is a safe
21
age.
and 22, you just, like, you were just a teenager like 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
fair,
Like,
fair.
there's a lot that you're learning. There's a lot of, like, relationships, the relationship dynamics that are changing, your family dynamics.
And
That
still
you
have to
moved
be
away from
heartbroken, You
home.
still have to be hurt. Heartbreak
Yeah.
is good. Heartbreak is good.
What?
Heartbreak.
Heartbreak.
It's good.
Character development, ne? I agree.
It's character. I was saying to the Monday Muguti, if I make it, the bags come, and I'm single. Hey, getting married is gonna be tough. Hi. She must find me now while I'm here, because I'm not bad, but
Yeah.
I know I'm not in the. I'm not in a bad position.
Yeah.
But I'm not in the best bracket,
Yeah.
I'm in the normal stage of my age
Bracket.
group.
Yeah.
I'm not doing bad. I'm not doing so good. I'm in the normal bracket of people my age.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if she must find me now,
And then grow with you.
that's what I always wanted.
That's the best option.
If she doesn't find me now and then I make it, it's gonna be tough. Not because I know when I say that it's like so you're gonna be.
No, I think I know where
My
you're going
reason
with
is like
this.
I wouldn't know
What she's there for.
I wouldn't know what she's there for. You know what I'm saying?
Whether she's there for you or the right.
I wouldn't know if I'm with somebody now all the way that happens. Like I can buy a helicopter for her because I know this is a plus to her.
Wait, are you single?
Yeah.
Helicopter sounds nice. It's a joke. But helicopter
I must keep
does
saying
sound
that.
nice though.
Let's keep saying that helicopter.
Helicopter.
But yeah, helicopter. There was a trend back
Yeah,
in the day.
back in the day.
Helicopter or something like that.
Helicopter.
Now we grew up together. Same ages. They don't know these ones. But same ages, huh?
Yeah. How old did you think I am?
The way you're speaking, I'm thinking. No, it's not a look. It's the way you're speaking. But never mind.
No, tell me. How old do you think I am?
23 age, like maturity-wise.
I mean, I've heard that a lot, that I'm very mature for my age. But
Yeah.
no, I am not 23. I am 20.
Say less. Say less. But yeah, my chat was like,
Not the camera guy going.
He's shocked, man.
He's shocked.
You're shocked.
He doesn't
man.
understand.
Yeah, you get me. I didn't want to express. I'm glad you expressed it. And it's not a look thing. Don't get us wrong.
For most people, it's a look thing, but also like the
With your
maturity.
looks, when I first saw you, I thought you were young.
Yeah.
And then I had a few conversations with you. I was like, okay.
She
Especially
sounds like
this
she's
one.
older.
This is the first mature conversation we've had.
Don't lie.
We joke around a lot. We say nonsense. Oh, we've had one debate
We've had
in
one
class.
debate in class, yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember
like,
what it was about though.
Way back when. Don't remember. Don't remember.
We are completely deriving from the topic.
Don't remember. But my reason, like I said, is the issue of, like, obviously I wouldn't know what the person is there for me.
Yeah.
Because if we, and I'm not saying women must want men who are figuring things out, who are
First,
struggling.
yeah.
Everybody has a choice. If you want Grootman,
Hot man.
they are valuable, If you want a young guy doing good, there's quite a number of them. I don't think it even should be to do with what he's having, but if that's what you value, nothing wrong with it. You get what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I'm just saying personally, Chris, the man them argued with me. Chris there said, yeah, Chief, I told him if I'm single by the time it starts happening, it's gonna be hard for me to like have serious intimacy and stuff. It'll be difficult.
Yeah.
But it's just my projection,
But like, don't you
as a man
think
thinking.
if you were at that age and you had the money and everything, like all these big things, don't you think in the spaces that you would be like occupying, you would meet women who are either almost at the same level as you, or the same level as you, or over you? Do you think you would still meet women in those spaces that are?
I meet all kinds of women. I meet broke, rich.
I mean, at that stage of your life.
Obviously, if I was rich, I would meet more stable women.
Yeah.
Right now, I meet mixed of them. Sometimes I meet,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a mixture.
Yeah.
Some of them want chappies. Some of them want sushi.
Did you know? Did you know?
What?
No, don't you know Chappies has that paper inside?
Oh, the did you knows
Yeah.
inside. Yeah, man. But I hear you.
I was about to
I
say
think
you're
we've
not South
derived this
African.
this is hilarious though that you say that. The did you knows we grew up with them a lot.
Yeah.
But the because I'm not coming back to that. Do you think pop culture, the space we're in, because we're in a space where everything is so social media, everything is out there. Let's not lie, most of our character traits are shaped by
external
Drake or Kendrick, what. Do you listen to Taylor Swift? I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Wait, no, my facial expression was so wrong. Guys, I don't judge anyone
If
who's
you
a
don't,
Swiftie.
you don't, eh?
I'm just not a Swiftie personally.
You don't. But yeah, whoever you listen to, wherever you vibe, if it's Cardi B, Bad Bitch vibe, whatever it is, whatever it may be, don't you think it's shaping a lot of how we act, in when it comes to relationships and when it comes to, because you did say social media is shaping what people think a man should be able to do, and we forget that those men are 35 and we want that from a 23-year-old, 25-year-old. So what do you think, to what extent do you think is a contribution to our social media consumption as to?
With social media consumption, first of all, I just want to point out that you cannot sit here and tell me you've ever had an original thought.
I have.
No. Everything has
That's a good challenge. Let me think.
Everything has been shaped by your environment.
Oh, if you say like that, say less.
Who you were raised by.
Say less. I agree with that.
The people you surround yourself with.
I agree with that.
Because, for example, if you got to varsity and decided to have crackhead friends, there's a 9 out of 10 chance you're going to be a crackhead.
Say less.
But because of the people you surround yourself with, you also, like, one thing I realized about myself as well.
He vapes. I don't vape. I don't even like vape. But yeah, go ahead. I'm just messing.
But I'm just saying, like, okay, vape is not that bad. But like, it all goes with what you surround yourself with. So, for example, as you ask, like, music, like Cardi B or like Nicki Minaj or like Taylor Swift or whatever, I wouldn't say music has an impact on
like the whole pop culture.
The whole pop culture. TikTok. I don't have TikTok.
Baddies, whatever it is. Because everybody has a baddie aesthetic now, you get it?
I mean, people are into fashion. Can we blame them?
We can't.
Exactly. Like, there's different forms of fashion. There's vintage, there's baddie, there's this, there's that. And it's funny how whenever a conversation like this pops up, baddies are the first one to be put on the, like, slaughterhouse. Like, what's wrong with being a baddie? And I feel like people often associate the word baddie with the type of women that go out to clubs and try to find rich men to buy them drinks and stuff like that.
What's the difference between a 10 and a baddie?
A what?
A 10 and a baddie.
A 10.
Like somebody just being aesthetically clean and beautiful.
A 10 could be anyone.
Is that what makes a baddie? You're a woman, you know better than me.
A 10 could be anyone.
Yeah.
Whatever the fashion sense or the personality, whatever you decide for you is a 10. What makes a baddie? Guys, I don't know. Isn't baddie, like, didn't the word baddie come from, like, the way they dressed? Like, so since when did it start being incorporated with all these other things? Because I thought, like, baddie was like a type of dressing sense.
Me, I don't know.
So it's a certain aesthetic, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think being a baddie is. Like, for example, for me, I don't have a set aesthetic. So some days I'll pull up in a tight mini bodycon black dress.
Yeah, we know.
What do you mean you know? Other days I'll pull up in my baggy jeans and my baggy t-shirt. What you gonna say? You know? So, like, some days I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, I wanna feel like a baddie today. And I mean that in the way of what I'm gonna be dressed like.
What is the equivalent of a baddie with men?
With men?
Is it skr? Is it latweezy? What is it? It doesn't have to be negative. No. So you said. So
we're talking about dressing senses.
So then he's saying the examples I gave are negative. So you're saying skri and latweezy are negative.
It's usually made fun of.
It's frowned upon.
Just because it's frowned upon or made fun of doesn't mean
make it a bad thing.
Doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
Okay, so what's your equivalent?
It goes by perspective, guys. My equivalent of a baddie in a man would have to be iskr. Yeah. Yeah. They're baddies.
Tap shit.
Clock it.
Tap shit. Also,
Clock it.
somebody say tap shit is the male equivalent of period.
It is though. Look, if you really think about it, it is. Yeah. It really is. Type shit is period. It's crazy. Definitely period.
That's crazy. So there is an equivalent of baddie in men. So we do have baddie men out there.
Yeah.
Roaming around.
Are you a baddie man?
I don't think so. Do you think I'm skri?
No.
I don't even know skri slang, bro.
Don't lie. You know what it's like, but you're just not.
I'm just not. I don't think I. Huh?
Zesty.
I'm zesty?
You zesty?
That's the male version of being a baddie.
Oh, okay. I thought you said I'm zesty. Am I zesty?
Sometimes. Sometimes you can
Hey,
be
be careful of what you're putting out there. Be careful.
Are
of
you
what you're
afraid
putting
that I'm
out
going to
there.
ruin your image with the ladies?
Hey, because I'm comfortable around you because we're cool. So that's why
Yeah.
you've seen that. Hey, you.
Oh, sorry guys. Calvin is not zesty at all. He's a manly man.
Yeah.
Macho Medigo type man.
Type shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel me?
Type shit.
So yeah. So do you think it would? Because now, okay, would you? I don't know. Like, I'm sure our fathers were not skis.
Yeah.
100%. They had their own things and what.
Yeah.
They were not all this. So, do you see yourself? I don't know what has shaped your idea of a man. The thing that you said you're still looking for.
Yeah.
Do you think you would be with a skri husband?
No.
Why?
No.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I feel like,
I mean, you share bonnets.
first of all, why?
Huh? Isn't that a good thing? Huh?
No. Now I'm looking for my bonnet, and now also you're like, baby, where's my bonnet? No. baby, can I use your hair food?
You share dukes.
No. Baby, where's your
Oh, I
duke?
use
I
hair
can't
food.
find
What are
my
you guys saying? I use
bonnet.
hair food. What are you guys saying with hair food now?
No, I'm just saying, like we use the same hair products. No, like, and then some days I come back and I'm trying to find my duke, and when I get inside the room, you there all comfy
With
in
the
the
duke.
bed with my duke on.
So you wouldn't be with a skri husband?
No, I couldn't be with a exclusive husband, not only because of that, but also because of the fact that what would
Wait,
we
is this
talk,
now officially this?
Yeah.
Okay.
what would we talk about? I feel like skurs, latweezies, they have certain interests. And that's why they've formed these communities, and we've labeled them latweezies, skr, baddies, whatever, all these other terms out there. These are communities. These are people that found interest in the same things. So I don't think.
So you don't think you find yourself being submissive to a skri husband? You can't respect him as the husband.
Yeah, Baba. Type shit. Trauma.
Yes.
Actual trauma.
Actually, speaking of you not finding yourself submissive to a skri or not, do you think men should also be submissive to some extent? Or it takes away the ubuntu?
I like my man, manly man.
Yeah, so they should not be.
I don't need no zesty feminine type of thing in my house. I need my man
After calling
to
me zesty, now I
exhibit.
just feel like you're attacking me whenever you say zesty.
I need my man to exhibit manly behavior.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I have a lot of masculine traits.
So you need to be tamed.
So I need to be tamed. I need someone who's gonna make me feel petite, like a feminine.
Ooh, you reminded me of something. Guys, all of you guys need to hear this. A woman said something beautiful the other time. There was as you guys know, I've been in the streets of TikTok recently. There was a video of, what do you call this? The slides?
Threads.
Pictures on TikTok. So the question was, when did you realize, or what was it? What's the one thing that your men did, or a guy did that you realized, oh damn, he's the one. And there's a woman who said, I started to like pink again.
Real, guys.
So real.
That is so real.
It reminded me because she's saying I need to be tamed down because I'm masculine.
I'm a very
so
masculine
she said
woman.
I started to like pink again, and I was like, there's a lot in that statement.
Like,
There's a lot in that
for
statement.
example, you could ask anyone who knows me. Sometimes I'll pull up on campus and people will mistake me for a man. Because
Especially when you had that haircut.
moving on.
You know that haircut?
Leave my haircut out of this.
Yeah, it was like, oh, I know that's Yogi. Because why does this man have like a funny looking body? Oh, it's a woman. Oh, okay.
A fun.
For men, that
Oh,
would be,
okay,
yeah,
I
for a
get
man.
you. So like, if a man can come into my life
Yeah.
with the type of like, dominance
Yeah.
that will make me like want to be a girl
So
again,
not to
like,
male,
make me
male submission.
like I wouldn't mind submitting to my man if he's worth submitting to.
Say less. What do you say? I mean, they're not going to hear or project what you say.
You know what? I agree with what Yogi says. Especially like when you meet a man that is very like masculine and has that aura, manly aura about him, you immediately want to go feminine, you want to go soft.
Start like pink.
Yes.
Okay.
And I feel like you just step into that role of being submissive without
like naturally, without ever thinking about it. And I think that's how submission should be. It doesn't have to be a conversation. It shouldn't be something you feel like natural. You must do it.
Yeah, it's natural.
It should naturally happen because of the type of relationship you have with your partner.
So the general consensus I'm getting from all the conversation we've been having is that feminism is freedom.
Feminism is freedom.
Feminism is choice.
Feminism
Therefore,
is choice.
choosing to be submissive is a choice. And it's not you standing against feminism and whatnot. It's you just choosing what you think works for you.
I mean, yeah.
Because I've seen women fight each other on TikTok. There are women that advocate a lot on submission, and you see in the comments and they're attacking her. Or you see a woman advocating a lot on the opposite, and then you check the comments, other women are against it.
Yeah.
And it takes away the fact that it's a choice at the end of the day.
Honestly, to each his own, honestly. Is that how it goes? Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's going to differ from person to person, but what I do want to say is, like you said, feminism is freedom, feminism is choice. So you need to be sure that the decision to be submissive or to do whatever is coming from you, not external pressure.
So it's a matter of that choice of having to do it voluntarily.
Yeah, because you could also argue that, you know how back in the day women were forced into traditional roles. What if now, the way that modern society is shaped, women are being forced into feminism?
Good question. Good question.
You know, like these are questions that you really need to ask. And this is why I'm like, please, if you're gonna like advocate for feminism and freedom and choice, then make sure it's not because of external pressures.
It's rooted on your own.
Yeah, it's rooted on your own belief, and you have your own definition of it.
Okay.
Yeah, don't go with what people out there are saying. Those people are not living the same life as you. They're not going to meet the same man as you. And yeah.
Like I said, I can't speak on women's struggles as if I know them. I can't project on that, but that's a good take. That's a good observation. I really think. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think there's really a need for a talk when it comes to the whole idea of feminism and what it is about, because it's getting diluted, which makes sense because the more we grow up, the more freedoms women need, the more.
Yeah, and also like conversations evolve, and sometimes they lose the point.
Yeah.
Like things will be taken, and like people will run wild with it. Before you say something, another thing I want to highlight is that there's a difference between independence and interdependence. There's a very huge difference. Interdependence is mutual. It is mutual support between you and your partner. Independence is you wanting to be alone. So make that decision wisely. You can't say, I want a partner, and then you say, I want my independence.
You can't want both.
You can't want both. It has to be, and I'm not saying be dependent. For example, I didn't add dependence on this. I said independent and interdependence.
Choose your struggles.
So if you're gonna be with a partner, it has to be interdependent.
You know, when it comes to this thing of choice, we're gonna wrap it up now. I think we're gonna get to the end. There's I was watching a video of somebody who said, we go to clubs and we kiss strangers. We put our tongues in strangers' mouths. And then we put our tongues in other body parts of strangers and whatnot. And that's okay because we know what we're doing and we want to. But if a stranger was to come and put their fingers in your mouth, that would be the most disgusting thing that ever happened to you. Why? Because you did not consent to that. You did not agree or like participate voluntarily in that. And I think that's what the idea is when it comes to all these things, is that some things can be oppression if you have no choice. And if you didn't enter voluntarily, then it is kind of oppressive. But if you enter into it like submission, which I hate, but if you do that voluntarily, then it's nice because that's what you're choosing to do, and then it just paints a picture of that. You know, feminism is a broad term, and it's all about freedoms. But like, since we don't have time, I'm just going to give you a minute to say what you want to say.
Let's answer the original question.
What was it?
Can feminism and what?
And marriage coexist?
I think they can. Personally, I think they can. I think it's about most importantly, it's about the balance you and your partner have, the communication, how you guys need to find how you guys work together as a pair. And in that way, you're able to like be like, okay, this is what I want to do, and also have your partner be supportive of that, because you advocate for interdependence. And like we said, feminism is a choice. So if you're a woman who chooses to go the traditional role way, and you want to go say yebo baba, that's you. It's choice.
And also, true love is serendipitous, you know. It should be, actually. I think it should just. And when that happens like that, you feel, you know exactly how to respond to it, whether to submit or not. Like you guys say, the submission is not a must, it's whatnot. It's how you feel because of how the man is treating you.
It's how you gradually sink into it.
But yeah,
and that's only possible if your partner gives you the space.
This was exciting.
It is.
I enjoyed this conversation. Wish we have, you know, you're a friend of the show. Hopefully one day we're going to be me, Chris, and you in the future, and then we have a longer conversation. We are slaves to time, you know. So yeah, but this was exciting. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you so much for. It's late now. It's dark, so your time, you know.
Thank you for having me.
Everyone, you were thinking a lot, and I could hear the expressions.
Okay, Calvin.
The English.
Okay, Calvin, wrap it up now.
Thank you, guys. Yogi, do you have a closing statement for the people?
Thank you guys for watching. Please like.
Is your camera over there?
That camera. Oh, sorry. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Dani Somjala again. And
please follow her on the social platforms. What's your handle?
On what?
Wherever you are, Instagram.
Instagram. It's Sky Yogi.
Sky Yogi.
Yeah. So SKY. And then a 0 and GI. Yeah.
Okay, follow her. Guys, this is Healing and Humor. Please like, subscribe, comment, roast us, say whatever you want to say. If you think we're talking trash, tell us. Do we care? I don't know. We might respond to you.
I don't think I will.
We'll see in the comments. But yeah, you know, this is a safe place. Say whatever you want to say. Please subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. We want 500 by the end of 2 months, next 2 months.
Really?
Is it a good projection? Let's be on 500 on YouTube. Huh?
5,000. Hey,
5,000. Yeah, let's
5,000
for the stars. 5,000.
5,000.
But guys, the Book of K, Calvin, we out.